In my freshman year of college in 1996 at University of Georgia, decided to take Latin as my first language. Pretty brilliantly thinking here, hey, Latin's a dead language. I probably won't have to do much with it. Well, you guys can probably already see where this is going. Not only was that class hard, it was one of the hardest classes I ended up having in all 4 years of college. Dr. Best, who was running the class on the very first day, had memorized the attendance list and class list and just started calling out names and telling us where to sit. It was insane. It was insane, super intimidating. We get through the quarter. I'm barely hanging on. We get to the final exam. It was going to be part written, part translation of 9 stories that he'd given us from about Roman gods and stuff like that. And so he calls me, comes up to my time, says, Mr. Merceri, please come across the hallway. Mr. Merceri, will you translate the third story in this book, this nine short stories? And I open up the book and I say, Iaperos doulos Philius, Prometheus et Epimetheus habet, Sirwintes, Epieta, whatever it was, right? I kind of still remember some of it. And Mr. Best sits back and he says, Mr. Merceri, I got to be honest. I didn't think you had it in you. You've been struggling all year. I didn't think you understood this. Could you conjugate the verb in the fourth paragraph? Well, I closed the book very quietly and I said, Dr. Best, I got to level with you. I don't think I understand Latin so well. So what I did was I memorized all 9 stories in both English and Latin, and that way I'd be prepared for whatever one you asked for. But I didn't think you were going to ask me to conjugate a verb. Dr. Best sat back, very stern face, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And he said, Mr. Merceri, if you promise not to ever talk to me or come see me or say, hey, Dr. Best, for the next 3.5 years that you're at college, I'll pass you with a D. And I said, done. And I got out of there. Sometimes it is what it is, right, guys? Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do to get through. And that was one of those sort of life lessons I take with me and say, it's not always the pretty way. It's not always the fast way because it took me forever to memorize those stories. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get the job done. And hey, a D for me in that class was a huge success.